What's up, guys? Yesterday's class, we learned about the numericals. No. Again, I checked. I mean, what I thought in yesterday's class was endothermic, exothermic is not there, is what I felt, because it usually gets removed. Here, they have not specified anything, which means it is there. Okay. Now, how does that help us to get this answer? I'll tell you, in terms of numericals. Focus. So the question, yesterday you got to know the pattern. No, we'll solve yesterday's question also because I got the exact values. It is 890.3 and 393. I mean, you won't understand, but those are the values. Fine. So let's say the new question. This is the new question. We'll finish this off and then we go back to the previous question. Okay. Same. They give us. I'm supposed to calculate enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. In this case, they've given me one compound called as, formation of CH3OH using, okay? CH3OH is what I'm supposed to find using whatever is required. These three things are given to me. CH3OH, again, as I told you in yesterday's class, whatever is printed on the question paper, make sure you guys copy it properly, or else chances of you guys going wrong is a lot higher. Plus 2H2O. Delta H, today's case is 726. Fine, this is given to me. Next is given as C plus O2 gives you CO2. Delta H is again given. If you observe the pattern here, I'm writing all the delta H one below the other because for calculation that will be very useful. Okay. Next is what is this? 285.8. Okay, cool. Third equation is H2 plus half O2 gives us H2O. This is where the question ends. Delta H is equal to minus 285.8. I think this is where I went wrong yesterday. I think I copied the plus whatever. I forgot. Anyways, let's say, please have your calculators right next to you, or else while calculating, it's going to become a lot difficult. Fine. Again, these numbers usually won't change. That being told, sometimes it'll change. Sometimes they put 1726, 1726. All these things are there. Okay, just make sure you guys copy the question properly. Fine. This right now, what I'm giving is whatever question paper I have front of me. Okay. They're 100% be able to change it, but whatever. Just make sure you guys copy the question right. We'll start off again. We'll start off. So what happens here is, again, one thing I forgot, kilojoule per mole is also given to us. Kilojoule per mole. Yeah. Kilojoule per mole. And one more small change. CO2 is on the right hand side and half minus 280. Okay, see, that's what I'm trying to tell. In one of the papers, I was seeing so basically Jyotinavas College, okay, they have a set of videos for the previous year question papers. They have an online library for previous year question papers. That's what I'm trying to refer. They've given the answer as minus 286 here. Fine. So in that case, what you should do is you should not change it. Copy the answer as minus 286 only. You change the answer is wrong, 100% wrong. Fine. So, and in their paper, they've given the answer to be minus 726 here and minus 393 also here. C plus O2, this is all okay. Everything is in minus when it comes to their question paper. No, I actually don't know why. Fine. So they've given it as minus and minus, whatever. Fine. I'll also take it as minus itself. Fine. Because I'm trying to follow the Jyotinavas paper online library. If I get the link to this, I'll send it to you. I have screenshots of it. I'll send the link to it and the videos of it later. Fine, if it is required. It's just an online library. Fine, where you get question papers and shit like that. So they've given minus 726, minus 390 and all these things. So copy the same thing. Kilojoule per mole is the what do you call SI unit. So the reason I won't write this is because end of the day, what matters is how we are getting the answer, and only at the end we are trying to get the concept into picture. No, till then we are not using anything. Fine. Now, what can be done? How should we start off? Again, as I told you, when you start off, you should always have a required equation. Is that I told you, no? The required equation is based on. So this is where my answer starts off from. We start off with a required equation. Okay. So this does not use the question. Only a part of it. It's nothing but CH3OH will be used. So it says enthalpy of formation. Formation meaning CH3OH should be on the product side. So you write CH3OH. CH3OH. Okay, formation. So again, as I told you in yesterday's class again, what and all is here? I can see carbon, I can see hydrogen, I can see oxygen. You write C, H, and O separately. Now start balancing it. Does C exist as it is? Yeah. But H, no, it is always H2. Fine. O, no, O2 it is always. Fine. So I write this. Now I'll start balancing. Totally on the right hand side, there was one carbon. Carbon is balanced. One C, one C. On the right hand side, we had four hydrogens. Right now I have two. I'll put on two. So two H2 done. Here I had O. If I put some number on the right hand side, it'll become chaos. Chaos. Full chaotic it'll become. So what I'll do, instead of writing O2, I'll write half O2. Getting it? Half of O2 is nothing but O. I got this as my required equation. This is exactly where my answer starts off from. Now I realize for me to attain this, I'm supposed to use the three equations given to me in the question, which goes like this. And one more hint I'll tell you. Either this question or the previous question, what we solved in yesterday's class. I'll again do it because of the values. Um, Only these two will come. Nothing else apart from this will come. Fine. So again, I'm supposed to get this using the question. Now, before going back to the answer, I'll mark this as equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. We will start off with equation 1. Check what is my requirement in equation 1. My requirement is CH3OH, but unfortunately, that requirement is on the left-hand side. But my required equation says it has to be on the right-hand side. So what do? I reverse it. Okay, now I'll tell you the rules it's in because nothing is changed in your syllabus. When you reverse it, the sign also changes. Okay, when you reverse it, the sign also changes. So after reversing it, what happens? CH3 plus 3 by 2 O2 comes to your right hand side. Cool. Reversing equation 1. CH3OH plus. Guys, I don't think so I'll be able to fit here. 1 minute, wait. I'll write start from here. Reversing equation 1. CH3OH plus OH plus 3 by 2 O2 I write. Before writing anything, I write of delta H is equal to, the question said minus, change it, becomes plus 726. I'm not going to write the units. Okay. Now, here, CO2 plus 2H2O. I'll copy that. CO2 plus 2H2O. None. I go back. In the second equation, what is my requirement according to my logic? My logic wants C. It is there. Should I reverse it? No. Write it as it is. So retaining 2. Copy that same thing. C plus, what does it say? O2 gives you CO2. CO2. Now, since I retained it, I retain my sign also. Minus 393. Minus 393. Okay, cool. Now, CH3OH is done. C is done. H2 and O2. Both are there on the third, in the third equation. I retain as it is because that's what I wanted. So retaining equation 3. H2 plus half O2 gives me how much H2O? 1 H2O minus 285. This is based on one specific question paper. That's all. Okay, 0.8 kilojoule. Okay, fine. Okay, 393. This is. I wrote this. Now, what I should do? I start canceling. Focus. What and all to cancel? We are supposed to. Okay, fine. Right now, let's see if everything is balanced. First of all, no. I'll try to balance it. What and all is required to balance, I'll tell you. But before that, very simple. CO2 and one CO2 got cancelled. Cool. Fine. H2O is here. I can cancel it, but if I cancel it, one will remain because it's actually one H2O here. So what I'm going to do here is I'll multiply equation 3 with number 2. Okay. Once I multiply it, this becomes 2H2 and this becomes 2 into 1 and this becomes 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Only O2 remains. Okay. Only O2 is remaining. Now focus. I can cancel 2H2O. I can again cancel 2H2O. Completely fine. Now, if you combine this both, 1O2 plus 1O2 gives you 2O2. Fine. It's on the left hand side. Right hand side, what is there? 3 by 2 O2 is there. I'll do the calculation here. What is 3 by 2 minus 2? The answer is 1 by 2 O2. That's exactly what I wanted in my required equation, which means I am right. Okay, which means I am right. You might wonder, sir, my plus half O2 was on the left hand side in the required equation, but here it will go on the right. It will go just like addition subtraction. 1 plus 1 gives you 2. 2 goes to the right hand side, becomes minus 2. You will have 1 by 2 on the right hand side. No, that's there. I'll have to shift it later. That and all I'll do. Not to worry. Fine. But end of the day, even if you're not shifting it, it's completely fine because instead of shifting it here, what if I shift the same thing to the other side? This one only. It's the same. Okay. So you need not worry at all about the shifting. C has to, if the numbers are matching. If the numbers are matching, more than enough. Okay. Not to worry. Now, what another can get cancelled? Both these O2s will get cancelled, and half O2 remains. I'll write that. And half O2 remains. Apart from this, there's no change. But I forgot to do one thing. I'm supposed to multiply this also with 2. Why? I multiplied the whole thing with 2. No. Now what and all is remaining? I'll cross it. C is remaining, 2H2 is remaining, CH3OH is remaining, half 2O2 is remaining. That's exactly what I wanted. Fine. Now I add everything. Once you add, before adding, multiply both of them. I mean, multiply this by 2 and then add along with the sign. Once you add whatever answer you're getting, that will be the answer for delta H kilojoule per mole. That's it. Do regular addition and subtraction here. Simple. Fine. Um, Now yesterday's question, I have I have another paper which has a different values, in the sense they've changed the thing. They're asking enthalpy of formation of CH4. Okay, so um, wait one second. CH4 is what they're asking for. Question says CH4 plus 2O2 gives you CO2 plus 2H2O. Delta H is equal to 890.3. Okay, it's plus this time. Don't worry. C plus O2 gives us CO2. Delta H is equal to 393.5. H2 plus half O2 gives you H2O. Delta H is equal to 285.8. Simple. This is what I'm supposed to find. So what I'll do, required equation. Formation means on the right hand side. CH4. It has what? C as well as H. H is not stable, so H2 is stable. Balancing 2H2. Done. I copy the equations now. In the first equation, what was required? CH4 was required, but on the right hand side. So when I reverse it, the sign changes. You will write it. Reversing equation 1. Reversing 1. So CH4 comes on the right hand side. Cool. Plus 2O2 was there. Copy paste the same thing. Plus 2O2 was there. And CO2 2H2O on the left hand side. CO2 plus 2H2O on the left hand side. Delta H given to us was positive. Now it became negative 890.3. Copy that. Okay, that's all. In the second equation, I wanted C on the left hand side. Is it there on the left hand side? Yes. So the comparison is always with the required equation, whatever we wrote, whatever we frame, gives you CO2. So since we retained it, we are not changing anything. Delta H is equal to same thing, 393. 393.5. Okay. Next is H2 plus half O2. Wanted H2 on the left hand side itself. H2 plus half O2 gives you H2O. Multiply the equation with 2. So this becomes 2, goes off to H2O. Okay. So since I multiply this equation by 2, delta H also I multiply by 2, 285. See, in this case, it is given to be positive. I'm just copy pasting the same thing, whatever is given to me in the answer. Don't change the signs. I multiply this by 2. Now, what and all can get cancelled? CO2, CO2, 2H2O, 2H2O. Both of them, if you add, becomes 2O2, gets cancelled with this 2O2. Done. C plus 2H2 gives you CH4 is remaining. That's exactly what I wanted. C plus 2H2 gives you, CH4. I should CH4. This is what we wanted. This is exactly what we got. So what we do, we multiply 285 into 2. 285.8 into 2. This answer is 571.6. Okay. I add that with 393.5. And I subtract with 890.3. The answer is 74.8. So if you see yesterday's answer also is very similar, but if the sign changes, the answer also will change. 74.8 kilojoule per mole. Practice the same question twice, same questions twice, 100% this only will come. Nothing else apart from it. Okay. Now, CET classes we will be starting soon. I will tell you which exact date. Fine. Um, I'll let you know as to how it works also. But before doing that, I want you guys to download this video and keep, because during final exam also only these two will come. Okay. See the heading. Formation means product. That's all. Either this question or the one which we solved right now. This question. Now what comes more is 80% of the times only this question comes. The 10-20% of the time the other question comes. Got it?